Everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends.
Well, got that organised.
So have I. Mum?
Hurry up, Desmond, you're going to be late.
Yeah.
You know, you can't afford to be late, you know, not if you want a promotion.
Mum, I've got something to tell
yes, well, you can't afford to be slack about it. You know, that was your father. He always used to get up at every morning, 6 o'clock on the dot. That's so he could be at work by 9, so he could have set an example to his staff. Now, if you persist in following him, then that's the example you should follow, you know.
Yeah, I've got something to tell you.
It's going to be so nice to have a garden again. You know, you miss having a garden when you live in a unit, and I can be here every morning at 6 o'clock to get you up.
Listen, Mum, that won't be necessary.
Oh, why not, dear? You can jog and have some exercise. You know, you're running to fat, you know, just like your father.
Yeah, well. Listen, I'll be home late tonight. I've got a business appointment, so don't bother cooking dinner or anything.
Oh, all right, dear. Is that what you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, good. Well, if you do eat out tonight, make sure you have a nice low-fat meal. We don't want you having a heart attack up your ladder of success, do we?
No, Mum.
Bye-bye, dear.
Is 7 o'clock tonight fine?
It's all right. Anything you want me to bring?
No. I've got everything organised. I'm nervous enough as it is. I don't want to be rushed around at the last minute.
Oh, come on, what have you got to be nervous about?
Oh, it's something Danny said. God, am I too overbearing in my attitude towards men?
I thought you were much too meek and mild.
I cut Richard short about the accident with Danny.
Sounds as if Danny's making mischief to me.
Whatever I do, Danny always wins. I mean, I've met someone loving and caring, and the future should be something to look towards to. And he makes me feel guilty all the time. Oh, not that he says much these days.
I think he needs a good clip over the ears.
I'm trying to understand him, but I can't. He's too big to be spanked, and any time I make a stand about his behavior, it's again my fault.
He's a clever little devil. You see, you've got to make him understand that what you say must stick.
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, Maria, you know I don't have the answers. What about sending Danny over to our place tonight? That way we can have dinner in peace.
That's a good idea. He'd think of some way to wreck the evening anyway.
Well, we'll save him the bother of working overtime. I better go. Now, don't worry about Richard. Jim's more than prepared to like him. I'm sure your dinner party's going to be a roaring success.
Hello, Desmond.
What are you doing here, Mum? I told you I'd be late.
Well, yes, but you didn't actually say you would be eating dinner out, so I decided to make you something that you could heat up when you came in, just in case.
Can you stop that for a while? I've got to talk to you.
Yes, I'll just finish the celery.
Now, Mum.
All right, Desmond, there's no need to be so aggressive. Well, here I am.
You can't move back in here, Mum.
Desmond.
Sorry, Mum, but Daphne's moving back in here.
How could you do this to me? After all the plans I've made for the two of us.
Yeah, I know. It would have been great, but Daphne needs somewhere to live and you've got your unit.
But I've already told the agent.
Well, you can tell him that you've changed your mind.
But I haven't.
It's only fair, Mum. Daphne didn't want to move out of here in the first place. Naturally, with me getting married, she had to. Now she needs somewhere to live. I'm not going to let her down.
You obviously don't care about letting me down.
Oh, don't be silly, Mum. You've never even mentioned about moving in until now. And you like your unit. You said so. And if it's the garden you're worried about, there's nothing to stop you from coming over here and working on mine.
What about your meals? You never cook yourself anything decent.
Now, come on, Mum. There's a lot of things you don't like about Daphne. But she is a good housekeeper. You've got to admit.
Hi, good news. Guess what? Oh, just saw Des before and Daphne's moving back in.
Oh, I'm so glad. They get on so well together.
Yeah, can't wait to tell Julie about it.
Yoo-hoo, Helen. Anyone home?
Yes, Eileen. We'll come in.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No, I was just going to take Basil for a walk.
Oh, don't let me stop what you're doing. It's just that I have to speak to someone. Desmond has made me very unhappy.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't do that on purpose.
Well, I don't know what else you'd call it. There I was, sacrificing everything, preparing to move in with him to stop him brooding about Joan. And do I get any thanks? Not on your life. He calmly informs me that Daphne is moving back in and I'm left alone in my little unit with no appreciation of the fact that I've spent a greater part of my life bringing him up all by myself. I tell you, Helen, the older you get, the less you're wanted.
I know it's hard to realise that they don't need you anymore, but you should look upon this as an opportunity. Here's a chance to live your own life. You should be glad that Des can stand on his own 2 feet. Now you can go out and do what you want to do. I think you've sacrificed enough for him.
Yes. Yes, you're right, I have. Oh, but where can I go at my age? All my friends are in Perth. I couldn't go to one of those singles places.
Well, I didn't exactly have that in mind.
Well, where can I meet people?
Look at Maria. She suddenly discovered there's a whole big world out there. Why don't you join a social club or a bridge club? You do play bridge, don't you?
Yes.
Well, shared interest always makes it easier. You could be taken out to dinner or to a concert.
Taken out? By men, you mean?
Why not?
Well, they're only after one thing, aren't they?
Not necessarily. There's some very decent men out there who are only looking for friendship.
Yes. Well, I suppose you're right. I mean, an outing on a strictly platonic basis would be all right.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Jim. Yes, thank you, Helen. Yes.
I'm going now, Mum.
Have a nice time, darling. Oh, could you tell Helen to come half an hour later? I'm running behind.
I don't know why you're going to all this trouble.
Because they are my best friends. And I want them to know Richard under happy circumstances.
Well, it should be a great success then, without me.
Yes, it will.
Oh, Jim. Listen, I thought I might come over and have a few beers. Call a truce, bury the hatchet in that stupid argument anyway.
Well, that's very civil of you, Max, but not tonight. I've got a lot of paperwork I've got to sort out. You know how it is.
Yeah, sure. Sorry to bother you. Maybe some other time, eh?
Yeah, right, we'll do that. And as I say, decent of you to call, mate.
Yeah. See ya.
Why did you lie to Max? Must have taken courage to make that call.
Well, I just don't want them to pick on me anymore, that's all. I'll have a beer with them tomorrow.
But you could have said we were going out to dinner. You didn't have to say where. I'll get that. Thank you.
Hello, Danny.
Hi. Mum asked if you could arrive at 7:30. She's running late or something.
Oh. Danny, are you going to coffee shop with Scott?
Yeah, I'm going there a bit later on. I've got a few things I want to do first.
Oh, good. Well, he's expecting you. He's preparing something special.
Oh, right. Thanks, Mrs. Daniels. Did Dad call you?
Just then.
Yeah. Well, Shane had to talk to him. You two used to be best friends.
Well, we still are, Danny. But sometimes, close relationships get a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me, Mr. Robinson.
Helen and I are not being disloyal to Max by having dinner with Maria and Richard,
And everybody always criticises me for the way I behave. You're supposed to be the grown-ups.
Oh, come on, Mum. Will you cut the silent treatment? It's not the end of the world. Look, you can come over and have dinner with me and see how well Daphne's looking after me.
You've made your bed. Don't expect me to fluff the pillows.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I know exactly what's going to happen. The minute Daphne isn't here to cook, you're going to be on the phone to me.
Mum, I'm quite capable of feeding myself.
You could have fooled me. You can't even reheat that takeaway muck you buy.
Oh, leave it, will you? I'll begin to feel that I can't even ring you to say hello without you feeling that I need something or want it.
Of course you can ring me. Does the offer still hold about the garden?
You bet. I didn't inherit your green fingers.
Oh, there's my taxi. Have I got everything?
Oh. Don't forget this.
Oh, thank you, Desmond. I know you have to lead your own life. And as soon as Daphne gets back, I'll pop over and give her some good, nutritious recipes.
I'll help you with the cab.
Oh, Paul, I wish you wouldn't do that in here.
Well, I haven't made a mark yet.
The day will come. Tara will think I haven't brought you up properly. What's wrong?
Oh, Danny's made me feel guilty now.
Ah, he specialises in that. We're not doing anything wrong. Just keep remembering that. I don't want you spoiling the evening just because of Danny and Max.
Ben's right, Dad. You're making too big a deal out of this. You should have made up with Max ages ago. Well, Amy's over in London and you're here. What's the point?
I'd rather be in London.
Well, you shouldn't have lied. It only makes matters worse.
Oh, I don't want any more hassles. I'll have a beer with them tomorrow, I promise.
Well, let's go. Maria wants us to be late. She didn't say this late.
Have fun.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I hope Jim and I hit it off. I'm a bit nervous, really.
Jim is a very civilized man, and I defy anyone not to like you. Come on. Hello.
If we're late, blame Jim. I've been ready for hours.
No, the timing is perfect. Let's have something to drink before we eat. Richard, this is Jim.
Hello.
Jim, Richard.
Pleased to meet you, Jim. Hi.
And you know each other.
Hello, Helen.
Hello, Richard.
Sit down, please.
Thank you.
Helen, sherry.
Oh, yes, lovely. Thank you.
And beer, Jim.
Well, I'll get it myself.
Oh, no, stay put, Jim. I'll get one myself.
All right, thanks.
I make something, of course, very Czech and very special.
Between you and Scott, we're becoming gourmets, aren't we, Jim?
Yes, we are. Yes. Yep. I understand you're in insurance.
Yes. Oh, please, don't make any of those old insurance men jokes. It's a very respectable profession these days.
But it does make its living out of people's fear of disaster, though, doesn't it?
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I prefer to look at it, though, as making those disasters easier to bear.
You must be very excited about Paul's wedding. It's coming soon.
Oh, it's Lucy. She's the one who can't wait. She's my granddaughter, 9-year-old. She's going to be flower girl. It's all very well for her. She has all the fun and none of the work.
Do you have any children, Richard?
No such luck. But I seem to have become an extra uncle to all my friends' kids, except for Danny.
Yes. He just accused me of being two-faced.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim.
Why? It's true. I lied to Max about coming here tonight.
What for?
That's because they were the best of friends and now they're having a silly feud.
He started it.
He tried to make it up.
Well, there's another day tomorrow. How about some food?
Lovely.
Stop it! Oh,
Hello, Dad.
good day, Danny. What brings you here?
Just thought I'd come over and see you.
Huh.
I'm supposed to be helping Scott at the coffee shop.
Bit late being used to him, aren't you?
It doesn't matter. It's just something to do. Spoke on my bike's holding real well.
Good.
Thanks for fixing it for me. You want to come to the coffee shop with me?
Oh, no, thanks. I was going over to see Jim Robinson. You know, make amends, bury the hatchet.
Yeah, well, you should, Dad. It's not too late, you know.
Oh, no. Don't want to interrupt his paperwork. I mean, you know what an old woman is about his work.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, nothing. If you're lonely, Dad, why don't you go round and see Mum?
Oh, she pulled out with Richard Morrison. Besides, I never said I was lonely.
Nah, she's not tonight. She's home. She wouldn't mind you dropping in.
Oh, no. I'd rather say yeah, now I'm in the mood for fixing things.
Something I was meaning to ask you, Dad. Oh, that's right. Seeing you're in the mood, the seat of my bike's jammed.
Look, if you're angling for a new bike, you can forget it, Danny. I just don't have the money.
No, I'm not, Dad. I like this one, honest. It's just, well, seat's pretty uncomfortable. Brakes need a check.
Okay, I'll pop over tomorrow. How's that?
I've got a school excursion tomorrow. I can't go if it's unroadworthy.
Oh, all right. But I've got to have me tea first, so you can shoot through if you like. Unless you want some sausages.
No thanks, Dad. That'll be great. I'll see you then.
You know.
Yes, Mum.
Des, it's Danny.
Oh, hi.
Can I come over, mate?
Sure, I'm not doing anything anyway.
Great. I'll see you soon.
It's not going very well, is it?
Jim will be all right. At least he's starting to relax. I think he's playing fathers, wants to make sure that Richard's the right man for you.
I've got 3 inspectors doing it now. I don't need Jim doing it as well.
Oh, I think he's just trying to protect you. Trying to do the right thing by everyone.
Thank God. Hey, you two. Dinner's on the table. Jim, you sit over there.
Yeah.
Richard, over there.
Good.
Helen next to you, and I sit here.
Oh, Helen, Richard knows Ross Warner. Yeah, he handles his insurance for him.
Who's Ross Warner?
He's one of Jim's partners.
Yeah. Well, I hope he's a good engineer, because he's the most disorganised person I ever met.
I think his head's so full of work, there isn't room for anything else.
Do you remember when he finally booked a holiday? He forgot all about it.
Yes.
He was visiting some suppliers and the plane took off. His wife was so furious she went to Europe without him.
Yes. Here, there's a glass for you.
Are you home?
Nah. I normally leave the lights on the stereo playing to fool the burglars.
That's not funny. So you don't mind if I hang around here for a bit, do you?
No, I don't. Why can't you hang around your own place?
Mum's got her boyfriend there. Mr. Robinson and Mrs. Daniels.
3 out, did they?
I'm supposed to be helping Scott.
You Perkins for a play or something?
Mr. Robinson, right? Well, he's meant to be Dad's best friend. Well, how would you feel, Des, if your dad's best friend lied to your father, all because of that Morrison bloke?
Maybe he was trying to avoid hurting your dad. Well, Jim and Max haven't been getting on very well lately. Now, why the big hate? I mean, you're only making your mother miserable.
I'm trying to make her see some sense and get rid of him.
Oh, he can't be that bad.
You haven't met him.
Yeah, I know your mother, though. She's not the sort to get involved with some sort of creep. OK, get rid of him. What then?
Well, maybe Shane and Dad had come home then.
Oh, don't be fooled, Danny. Your parents didn't split up because of Morrison. Their problem started a long time before he came into the scene. You've got to accept that the marriage is over and quit making life miserable for yourself and your mum.
But he would come home if Morrison wasn't there. I know he would.
It's none of your business.
How did you like growing up without a father, Des? You know what it's like to have Mum do both jobs.
I got used to it. Look, mate, I know it's tough.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see them get back together again, that's all. I think I've got every right to see that happens. Any way I can.
Can I give you a hand?
No, tonight you're a guest. I'll help Maria.
Oh, it won't take a minute. You two go to the living room and enjoy yourself, okay? I'll get the coffee going.
Right.
You feel better about it all now? Richard's very charming. Maria's a lucky girl.
Oh, you and your matchmaking. He's very nice like that. Fancy him knowing Ross. We must all get together sometime, have a meal.
That's a good idea.
Well, Maria's on the way with the coffee. Can I get you a liqueur or a port?
Oh, no, thanks, Richard.
I would love a port.
Good.
I'm not driving. And Scott tells me that your insurance covers the repairs on your car.
One of the advantages of being in the industry.
Of course, yes.
He's a nice boy, Scott. Oh, not that I'm complaining about Danny, of course.
Not that he stops complaining about you.
Well, I expected that. It can't be easy for him having me around.
Looks like he'll just have to get used to it, doesn't it?
Yes, he will. Well, aside from damaging the front of my car, there's not a great deal more he can do, is there?
I hope not.
Well, he can only improve.
We just have to be more tolerant of him, I guess. Oh, adolescence is hell, if I remember correctly. Well, you're neither one thing or the other. So I'm banking on patience and persistence, plus a bit of firm handling to win the day.
Well, here's to success.
To success.
Great. Dad's here. There goes the neighbourhood.
Just what you wanted,
So?
you little rat bag.
Scott and Danny have got their hearts set on being rock stars.
Well, they're going to need more than 4 corns.
Yes.
Scott works at the coffee shop. We should have a dinner there sometime.
Oh, it sounds great. I'd love it.
Oh, damn, I'm always catching this thing.
What have you done?
I've broken the safety chain.
Oh, here, let's have a look. Oh, it's just one of these small links come apart, that's all. Do you have some tweezers, Maria?
Yeah.
Come on, give it to me. I'm the engineer around here.
Who needs a university degree? I can fix anything.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's if you give a man some light, that is.
Excuses, excuses.
Thank you.
Listen, next time you come to see Ross, let me know. I'd like to have lunch with you.
Yeah, I really enjoy being with Ross. He makes my day.
And I can make sure he remembers that you're coming.
Hey, I think you should give me a job in your factory.
Paperwork, eh?